What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Nintendo Land, and of course today we are continuing on with the rest of the floors from Luigi's Mansion 3 about things that you might have missed. You guys absolutely loved the last video and have been requesting the next part for a while now, and I think we're going to separate this into a total of 3 parts. And in this one, we are going from floors 5 through 9 and also including the basement, with some other extras thrown in at the end. Today we have a total of 42 different things and small facts that you might have missed in Luigi's Mansion 3. Like always, if there's any that I'm missing, go ahead and comment them down below and they could appear in the very next video. But also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo and like the video so it can help it to grow. So thank you guys so much, and once again, we are very close to 50,000 subs, so every single one of you guys are helping so much. Thank you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Number 1, we start off with tons of tomatoes. You will find these things everywhere, in barrels, crates, boxes, everything. And they reference back in the Roman times, people used to throw these onto the field when they were not satisfied. They would throw them out into the Colosseum in the middle of battle. It is possible to slip on the banana peels that are on the ground, and you'll actually only take 1 damage, however. The statue of the king in the background actually has eyes that follow after Luigi wherever he goes. Luigi will not be followed, however. I just guess he doesn't care about him. The cardboard ghost cutouts in the audience will either cheer or boo depending on the situation. If Luigi takes damage, they will cheer, but if Luigi damages the king, they will proceed to boo him. Also, after you slam the king multiple times, pieces of his horse will break apart into a skeleton and then eventually just a wooden frame. The victory song after you defeat boss ghosts in this game is actually the same as the victory song when you defeated boss ghosts in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. The hand above the number of the floor changes depending on the setting of the floor. So for the castle theme, it's a sword, and for the vine and plant area, it's a flower, and etc. throughout the mansion. Don't worry, we'll get back to floor 5, but right now we'll go to floor 7 because there's not many here. The only couple things I found was one, is that there's a lot of pollen coming out of the flowers here, which will actually make Luigi sneeze. Then my favorite part, probably almost about this whole entire game, is the blade, because this thing can cut through almost anything. Actually, pretty much everything. Please, try it out on even the banister, the bed, the walls, the tables, everything. It literally just shreds and cuts, and it's so cool how it works in this game, because the physics of the wood chipping and everything is actually spot on depending on how you cut it. It isn't just broken apart primarily on how they programmed it. It really depends on where you cut the things at. You can even cut the chest open, so there's a lot of things in this room. Try it all, because most of the time it will work. Even the couch, look. Oh yeah, you can also have Luigi cut Luigi open. No, I'm just playing. Some rooms seem to be based off of seasons, as one has lots of petals from the spring and one has lots of dead leaves for the fall. The evil flytrap plant is actually able to break pieces off of the wall. Now, floor 8 has a lot of small references and cameos everywhere, so this one might be a little long, just be prepared. So this one I've already mentioned about the Nintendo Treehouse gameplay is the posters in this hallway. They all reference different next level games. You have Mario Strikers and Mario Strikers Charge, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, some weird alien creature at the far left that I still can't figure out, but it might actually be the beloved Metroid Prime Federation Force, and then at the far right you have Punch-Out, which if you open this one up, a Punch-Out glove will come out, which you can shoot at things and pretty much break everything. And all over this floor, if you break specific things, little pieces of colorful balls will come out. I have no clue what they are. It looks like either pieces of gum or different pieces of candy, which might be the theme since it's a movie theater. Some crates will be full of giant packing peanuts. It's just a cute little touch, and you can actually even suck them all up and hear like little cute sounds from them. It's entirely your choice if you want to put the rubber ducky down in the well, and if you do, it will pop out on top of the head of the creepy girl that comes out during the movie clip. I've also tried to put other things down in the well and see if it would pop out with her, such as the head of the gorilla, but it didn't let me put anything down. And I also think it's clear to everyone that this scene is a clear reference to the movie The Ring. If you walk up to the giant gorilla in the back right corner, it will pick Luigi up and scare the heck out of him, popping off his head, revealing that it's just Polterpup pulling Luigi's leg. You can once again call out for Luigi's beloved brother Mario by pressing any direction on the D-pad. Mario. In the fire set, there's actually a ghost that is referencing the movie E.T. as he's wrapped up and bundled in a blanket on the basket on the front of a bike, just like E.T. was in the movie. You can actually walk in one of the houses and even go all the way up the flight of stairs for some extra change. When the wall breaks on the castle set, it seems like you can see lots of soldiers running into battle in the background. It's either that or it's just grass blowing in the background and it just is giving an effect of soldiers running. But it's gotta be soldiers. I mean, the ghost came over the wall with swords and shields, right? I hope. Using the fire to pop packing peanuts actually gives you some change and a nice little popping sound. The battle against the giant kaiju monster is actually a reference from Pacific Rim, and even the developer has stated that he was a very big fan of kaiju monsters and Pacific Rim was one of his favorites. You can actually follow Morty all the way back to his film producing room, but do not suck him up because you need him to finish producing the movie. It would probably take it to the end, almost right by the final boss, where you can come back and return and watch the entire battle that you created, and we'll probably cover that one when we get there as well. This is just something I heard online, so don't waste it for you. Do not suck him up yet, wait until the end. So you'll actually have to return to floor 7 to capture Polterkitty, and one of the rooms is blocked by this ghost that's in front of the door. He'll pick Luigi up upside down and even spank him. Bad Luigi. The prehistoric floor seems to resemble the movie Night at the Museum, where there's a front lobby and there's lots of artifacts laid out everywhere for people to look at. But just like the movie, the T-Rex comes alive and tries to eat Luigi the same way it tries to eat Ben Stiller. But exactly in the same movie, Ben Stiller has to play fetch with him with one of his bones that he drops, and this is kind of the same situation. Throughout the fight, you'll have to pick up either eggs or pieces of his bones and shoot them back at him to hurt him. In the basement, Luigi will actually gag if he gets sprayed by too much water. In the workroom, you can make coffee by flashing the coffee maker, and every time you do it, it will drip some coffee in the mug. And I tried multiple times, and it doesn't seem to ever fill up all the way unless there's like a 50-round thing, and it's just crazy, and I just haven't done it yet. On one of the workbenches, there's a calendar with a picture of a girl ghost. Man, this mechanic ghost is freaky. In the sewer, in a path that's currently blocked off, there's a balloon that's sitting there all alone that's very reminiscent of the movie It from Pennywise. Once you drain the water for the floor, you'll find something that looks like an eye sticking out of the ground. Once sucking and pulling off the lid, you'll find out that it's a sunken submarine where you can also get a gem. But I just thought it was really cool how they put a whole submarine under the ground, all intact still, just underneath the concrete. Another thing you'll find is some more of those ghost masks from the very beginning. Now, I'm sure most of you guys have done this because it's probably impossible to not take damage on this boss. It's so clunky and terrible, but I just wanted to bring it up. If you pop your floaty on the spikes, Luigi will take damage, pop out, but you can re-blow it back up and walk around with it, throw it into the water, and hop in. It's just such a great touch. Then if you proceed to stay up on a platform, the ghost will taunt you by either pointing at you, sticking his tongue out, and eventually just falling asleep. One other thing I also noticed is when Luigi falls, he makes this face that's very reminiscent of the first game and also that creepy depiction of Luigi when he loses that was eventually taken out of the game. He makes this really droopy frown and it's just creepy. I don't like it. So the rest of these will be based on previous floors in floor 5 that you guys gave me information on. So the first one is Egad's bathroom. If you flash his radio multiple times, it'll play different versions of the Luigi's Mansion theme, but also the Egad lab theme before you go into a level in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. It's actually possible to go through one of the walls on Hall 5 so you can see the whole elevator shaft, which is pretty cool to see the ropes and all the interior, which is the main source of travel throughout the entire game. Ghosts dressed as bellhops will also return to areas that you have already completed. They'll just be looking around either outside of windows or at different types of items within the halls, and they will also make a specific song play if there's any nearby. Egad also has blueprints posted on his wall at the very back of the room behind the dresser, which looks like it's the blueprints to the Poltergust G00. The best part about this game is Boo puns are returning, and this Boo's name is Bulldog. It's so it's cheesy goodness. In the grand lobby, you can pick up jack-o'-lanterns, and your flashlight will shine through the face, revealing the face on the wall or any object you shine it on, which is pretty cool, and there's different faces you can try out. One of the faces actually even looks like Egad with his little tooth hanging out. In the kitchen, you can actually cook some of the food. You can pick up the meat and even cook it to however you like it, pretty much, or even if you want to burn it completely. You can even do the watermelons and the pumpkin as well and cook them to a crisp. And last but definitely not least, number 42, in the music hall, you can throw the cymbals around to make noise. You can slam them on the ground with your plunger and all kind of cool stuff like that. But one thing I bet you didn't know you could do is you could take one cymbal and slam it onto the other to make a giant crashing sound, giving Luigi a little bit of extra pocket change. Whoa! Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I know you guys have absolutely loved the series so far, so we've already gone ahead and created a set 3 with the rest of the floors and the ending of the game, which is going to be a lot of stuff. So thank you guys so much. Get this video tons of love so we can put that one out next, and I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for the channel so far. Like always, if there's anything else, small details from floors we've already visited or floors that we still have yet to visit, please let me know in the comments down below so I can make sure that I include them as well. But like always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed to help this to grow and continue the series further on down the road. But like always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.